Life is a cabaret, my friend. Life is a cabaret. Liza Minnelli. Where is she now? So, yeah, I want to give a shout out to the people that have been, showing some emotional support. Matt McCormick and Chris McCauley, Jerry Gray, Gavin Chappell, my man Gavin. He's rocking it. And, my guardian angels, Christine Young, Giselle Ramon, and Victor Tobias. I'd be lost without them. I mean, everybody in my family's dead. And I didn't kill them. There were times. There were times. But I didn't fucking do it. They died of natural causes. At least that's what the medical examiner said. My only real companion now is future Carl. And as you can see, time has not been kind to him. It was quite a bit of effort to get him out of the ground. Anyway, I'm getting a lot of people asking me what's the 411? What's going on, man? What's up? When you gonna die? And oh, you want to hear something funny? Christine Young goes, we want to take you out, for your last meal. We want it to be memorable. I was gonna stop laughing. That was just so fucking funny. Yeah, as they throw the dirt over me, I'll be remembering that. That's pretty good. So anyway, the deal is, I had PET scans last week because they're searching for more tumors. And I'm going to see the oncologist tomorrow, and he's going to give me the 411 on what the PET scan found, if it found anything at all. The deal is, they believe the hypothesis is that I have lung cancer that metastasized and went to the bone. It's not as uncommon as you might think. So it's basically not like a bone cancer. And they're going to try to, do whatever they can to kind of remedy it. But it is stage 4 and it is incurable. So, I can't speak to the issue of how long I got. Who knows? Then, of course, on Christmas Eve, I have to go for an MRI of my head because that kind of cancer tends to cause aneurysms. I would be aneurystic, as they say. So I gotta do that, and I'm kind of jazzed about it. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So yeah, and I went to see the cardiologist. Man, this was one grim motherfucker, man. I mean, he just was like, you could tell this guy's seen some shit. Anyway, long and short of it is, I have a tumor inside my heart. I have to have open heart surgery to get it out of there. So, add that one to things done while still alive. So yeah, I got the open heart surgery. So I'm guessing probably by the time I recover from the back surgery, which was no small feat because basically my spine had stenosis. I don't know if my finger can do justice to it, but basically there was this large curvature, and they had to push it back together and then put a metal bracket in there and fuse the discs. And then there was some other thing that they did because I had a fracture in the upper part of the spine, like a hairline fracture. And then, of course, they did the tumor. They took out 80%. They're going to irradiate the other 20%, I guess, because they don't want to fiddle around in there and, paralyze me if they hit the nerve wrong or they snip the thing wrong or something. So that's kind of where that is. So yeah, back surgery, cardiologist goes, hey buddy, we're gonna do a esophageal sonogram. I'm like, hey doc, what the fuck is that? And he's like, well, we're gonna jam a tube down your throat, and try to figure out, the size and contours of this lovely little mass that has chosen to inhabit your heart. And I was like, cool. So you're gonna knock me out? He says, oh yeah, we're gonna sedate your ass. And I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit what you do. You got me doped up. I'm a happy camper, man. And I don't know. Did I mention Shriners and St. Jude and what's going on in Ukraine? I mean, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for myself when I see these kids getting fucked right out of the gate. I mean, that's just absolutely horrible. I mean, there's a little girl who has eye cancer. You know, such a little more than a baby. And that's her starting point in life. You know, I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, hey asshole, what the fuck? So, you know, they probably got more courage and balls than I do. You know, it's amazing to me that they're that resilient and want to fight, you know, to hang on to their life. It's just a shame that that kind of shit has to happen in this fucked up world. Um, you know, I'm 66. I've lived a very full life. I've done everything that I wanted to do, that I set out to do and accomplish. You know, so it's really not that big a deal for me to croak. You know, and I didn't exist for 14.5 billion years. And after I die, you know, I'm going to not exist for the rest of eternity. So, you know, at least I got that portion in, you know, before I meet my end. Now, here's the public service announcement here that I want to make. If you get opioids, oxycodone, Percocet, whatever, you're in the hospital or a doctor prescribes them, those tend to constipate you. I mean, seriously, it's like a blood plug. You're going to want immediately start a regimen of laxatives. The hospital didn't do that with me, so I went like 9 days. On the 10th day, I had what could only be called an Asian mudslide, and you know I'm really grateful that the nurses were able to help clean me up. I mean, it's just so embarrassing and so humiliating to be in that position and have to deal with that. You know, that it's no joke when you go to the hospital. I was in the rehab, and I had a couple of nurses there. I don't know what their problem was. They prescribed me the oxycodone every 4 hours, and they refused to give it to me. So I had to call the doctor at 4 o'clock that morning, get her up, and she got on the phone with them, and they were still giving her a hard time. So another nurse gave me my meds. But man, don't ever go to a hospice or a nursing home or any of that other shit. Because man, you are at the mercy of these motherfuckers. If they have a bad day, they're going to take it out on you because they're going to figure you're helpless and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. I mean, that is pretty screwed up, I think. Isn't that right, future Carl? No, he's not talking to me, asshole. Whatever. You know, sometimes he talks, sometimes he doesn't, you know. Um, it's a burden. It's a burden having an alter ego that has no flesh. Um, you know, as far as mobility, I have to wear like a double back brace. I got to make sure I'm on the pain meds because any kind of movement or any kind of flexion on my part is extremely painful. I'm considered a fall risk and I easily lose my balance. So I can walk short distances. I have something called a rollator, which is like a baby carriage that I wheel when I'm outside in order to get around, to get to the car and wherever my friends are taking me. Um, it's pretty handy, but that's kind of it. My mobility is severely restricted. So, I got that going on, and then it's like I want to write, but my brains are so scrambled from the pain and the meds, because the meds don't really get rid of the pain. They dial it down, but it's kind of there, and then you're on opioids, so you're sort of kind of that shit. So it's no picnic. But you got to be grateful for what you have, or what you have had, and that's kind of how I feel. It's like the little things in life really, take on a really monumental significance, whereas before they were sort of didn't really mean much. And I got to tell you, I'm a vegan, so I had to suffer through, hospital food, and man, it was some dog shit meat that they were feeding me. It was absolutely horrible, but I lost a lot of weight from the pain, from the meds, and from the fact that I could not stomach that shit that they were trying to feed me. So, anyway, there isn't much more to say. I'll know something tomorrow. I think the video doing this kind of gives me something to do because I really don't have much other shit to do. It's not like a vanity thing or a narcissistic thing because I thought about that, you know. Am I just a dipshit that wants to, you know, toot his own horn? But really, there's nothing to toot. I just got to keep on plugging away and, you know, I want to say hope for the best, but it just sounds so corny. Um, just whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And all that, I'm talking funny, that's from the meds. I'm like, you know, anyway, I got to go. Say goodbye to me. Say goodbye to future Coral. My friend up there, Spider-Man. And that's about it. Gotta go. Bye. Let's see, where the fuck is that? There we go.